Perth 2008, the WACA, widely regarded as the bounciest, the quickest, and the most difficult pitch to bat on.
That is quick.
And therefore pretty much a fast bowler's paradise. On top of that, the Australian team are of course playing at home and they are coming in after a 16-match winning streak. Yes, they are looking like this invincible side and they were widely regarded as an invincible side. We all know that, right? Ricky Ponting's Australia, the decisive captain, the authoritative captain. The one who leads from the front. A team that frightens you the moment you look at it. And from the Indian side, there's just this lanky, tall, fast bowler who's just playing his fourth test. He's 6 feet 4 inches tall. Not the quickest of bowlers, but because of his height, he can generate some skiddiness and can be effective, especially on a wicket like the WACA. This wasn't just a spell. It was the first time in that series that Australia truly looked uncomfortable at home.
Fraught with a passage of play this is.
And there was nothing extraordinary as such about the way Ishant was bowling. He wasn't bowling in the 150s, he was somewhere in the mid 140s, something that Australians used to play on a daily basis, day in and day out. Every morning, every evening, they used to play paces like this. They themselves had the likes of Megra and Jason Gillespie, who were tall, who were skill-wise way better than what Ishant Sharma was. But there was something special about Ishant on that day. He was very consistent with his length. He was hitting the same area again and again. Consistently bowling back of a length and hitting the top of the bat again and again. He wasn't searching for the perfect ball, he was just consistently hitting the perfect length. Now of course, given the pitch there was steep bounce, Ishant Sharma was very tall, 6 feet 4 inches, so you can imagine that the ball was coming from a height of 7.5 to 8 feet. And of course the ball was climbing much faster and much harder than expected. Now, looking at Ricky Ponting, he had always been this player who was the most confident, the most comfortable playing on the up, driving on the up. And Ishant was just not allowing him to do that. He was bowling back of length, he was pushing Ponting to the back foot. Somewhere Ponting was not uncomfortable, but it was not, of course, his preferred length, it was not his comfort zone. And Ishant was again and again pushing Ponting to the back foot. And Ishant was bowling with an upright seam, often on the fourth stump line.
Beautiful ball.
And there wasn't as such any swing that he was generating, right? As it is in Australia, you don't get a lot of swing. And Ishant wasn't doing anything extraordinary. I again say so. So the doubt wasn't created by swing. It was created, indeed, by repetition. Now Ishant had bowled 7 overs on the trot. He was tired, and obviously so. At that point, Indian captain Anil Kumble was ready to bring in RP Singh, the left-arm genius. And at that point, during that era, including the 2007 T20 World Cup, RP Singh was bowling very well. He was getting a lot of movement, he was hitting the hard length. So he was, of course, the obvious choice. At that point, Virender Sehwag comes to Captain Kumble and tells him, please bowl Ishant Sharma. He's in rhythm and he is gonna get you the wicket. And then Kumble said those lines that everybody recollects today, that everybody recalls today. Ek aur over dalega? And Ishant said, मैं तो 2-3 डाल दूंगा.
तो फिर अनिल भाई ने पूछा एक और डालेगा, मैंने कहा मैं तो 2-3 डाल दूंगा.
Then comes the magic ball, edged outside off. Dravid, one of the finest slip fielders you'll ever see, grabbing it at first slip. Ponting dismissed. And in that moment, the invincibility was gone. Between 2008 and 2010, Ishant Sharma went on to dismiss Ponting a total of 6 times.
Hold him!
Got him!
Bit of an insage on that. No, slowly the finger.
Now to Ricky Ponting.
That's out. And outside edge, it's taken. Oh, dear!
Plays the pull shot and he finds the field.
And gone.
This I'm talking only in Test cricket. And that suggests technical discomfort. It definitely wasn't a fluke because Ponting, the player of such a stature, one of the greatest batters in the world in that era, was repeatedly troubled, put in discomfort, questioned by Ishant Sharma. Therefore, Perth wasn't an accident. It was the beginning of a pattern. As a result, India went on to win this test match by 72 runs.
First side to beat Australia in Australia in 5 years. Harbhajan Singh out there with a flag. India winning by 72 runs.
Something that was not only unexpected but unbelievable for the cricketing world, because Australia was this invincible side playing at home, toughest wicket in the world, and that too in Australia led by Ricky Ponting. Can you imagine that they can lose after that at home? Just impossible. Of course, it did nothing to Ponting's career. It didn't trouble his career as such. It didn't bog Australia down. But what it did was prove to the world that the Indian fast bowling lineup could also compete, something that wasn't the case for very long. And that too on one of the quickest surfaces in the world. Stay tuned for one more news story in the very next week. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.